Manchester United fans, and welcome along to Forever United TV this morning. It's Sunday the 9th of March, a massive day for Manchester United fans as the fan base marches in protest against the Glazer ownership at this football club. I'm going to look into everything that the Glazers have done, their reckless decisions, all of their nitpicking, everything that they have taken from United and why it has caused this crisis situation we're in right now, and what is being reported by a lot of the tabloids and broadcasters this morning in terms of what Manchester United's PSR situation is. The big point about this and the big thing about this show is, and what I want to talk about this morning, is what the Glazers have done. Great work from Manchester United Forever, an account that we follow and does some work with us as well. I have talked about this before, but I'm going to go through everything that the Glazers have done regarding players and why it has cost managers their jobs and what they have done in terms of hiring people in their structure within Manchester United that have caused even more problems at the football club. Certain players that United missed out on. We're going to go through all of these. We've got all of the other stories circulating as well. Like I just said, there's a big one going around in the papers today about Manchester United and the PSR crisis and a big U-turn on Manchester United's Mission 21. I've been talking about this for a long time now, like it sounds ridiculous, but there has been a massive U-turn, and that's been reported this morning in the Sunday papers as well. Speaking of the papers, it may end up going over into the other show on Football Talks as well this morning. We have that much to talk about before the game today, so be prepared. We are going to fly across to Paper Round on Football Talks, our other channel. We'll put a link up to that in the chat. The mods will do that for you in a moment in the live chat. So we're going to be talking about all of the paper stuff as well on Football Talks straight after this show. I want to get into this one in particular though, and I'll get all of your opinions on everything that I talk about this morning on the show. So please get into that comment section. If you can't, then you've not subscribed. You can get into the live chat if you are subscribed. Please do subscribe to the channel. It's free, and it just helps the channell and it helps us go forward and grow. Let's get this video out there. Let's get as many people giving as much opinions on this at all. I'm going to set a challenge here. I don't think there is anyone in the world of football that could challenge or say anything against what Manchester United fans are doing today, or in fact going against my opinion and what we're talking about right now about what the Glazers have done wrong. Everything that they have done at this football club has pretty much left us in the situation we are now. I'm going to talk about everything that has gone through the years and why the Glazers have destroyed Manchester United. And it's an ongoing crisis. It's not like this has just happened now. We knew that this day was coming. It's been painful for Manchester United fans to sit by and just watch this club decline and decline and decline to the point where it's at right now. I want to make a point, like I said at the top of the show, about what Manchester United have done under the Glazers. And ahead of the protest today, just a reminder to people and the Manchester United fan base about the deals that United could have got done, but because of the penny pinching tactics and pure greed within this ownership of the Glazers, and how they would not spend money or recruit properly or employ proper recruitment, they did not care. It was all commercialisation. It was all about bringing money in through the commercial side of the football club, lining their pockets through dividends and dragging Manchester United through the mud. No improvements on the pitch, no improvements off the pitch. A deteriorating Manchester United stadium, famous stadium, a lacklustre which has fallen way behind training complex, which is Carrington, all under the stewardship of the Glazers. We're going to get into that. I'm going to get your thoughts on this as well. Please give the video a like as well, everybody. Let's get into this and build ourselves up into what is going to be a pretty epic day today at Old Trafford for everybody involved. Okay, right. Getting into this. What I want to start by just making a point, bringing up the obvious ones. There's a few on here that people won't actually remember or even think back to, and what Manchester United did or could have done at the time in terms of making this deal happen. It's embarrassing. It really is. And I think it comes down to that famous word again that United fans have always bemoaned, which is recruitment. But it comes down to the Glazers and what they employed. The people they brought in to make them money while the club was deteriorating. Every single one of them staff members now has gone from Manchester United with a full wad of cash in their pockets. Let's not forget that. The payouts and what these people have earned through shares and everything else involved in Manchester United, like Arnold, Murto and Ed Woodward, they're walking away bleeding millionaires from this situation. They have dragged the club through the mud through their... let's just say, we can't fully blame them, the people that have been employed. They just weren't good enough for the job, and that is down to the Glazers. They're the ones that employ everybody. They're the ones that put people in positions that are supposed to make big key decisions for this football club, and they're the reason why Manchester United are in so much debt. They're part of the problem. Unfortunately for them, their names are going to be dragged through this as well, but it was all down to who put them in place. They're not going to say no to a role that they can't do if they're going to be paid absolute fortunes. So, what we're talking about is the likes of Manchester United. So Manchester United could have bought Caicedo, Moses Caicedo, £2 million. 2 million quid. Manchester United turned that deal down under the Glazers. They had that deal in line. 2 million for Caicedo. And what Brighton did? Yeah, they've sold him for 100 million to Chelsea now. That's the player again. And this is what I'm talking about. When you come to recruitments, and as much as we want to hit the Ineos sector as well in this, and they are obviously part of the problem in a lot of the Manchester United fan base's eyes, a structure and the right recruitment team in place could have brought in players like this through the years. And over decades of glazer ineptitude and greed and not being concerned at all about what is happening to this football club puts people in place in recruitment sectors at this football club that miss out on deals like this, that were recommended by scouts. The scouts have had a massively bad rep from everybody in the media at Manchester United. It's not their fault. I think it's been quite clear now that players were brought to the recruitment team and the powers that be at Manchester United only for them to be turned down. Not the right type of player. Let's go out and spend a fortune on a player that really is just coming to Manchester United for his own little personal profile and a big wage and a big payday. The big marquee sorts of signings, the Galacticos. And this trend was set by the main man himself, who is powering the Glazers, and that was Ed Woodward. We can do things in the transfer window that teams can only dream about. Now look where we are 10 years on. That is a complete and utter embarrassment. It really is. And that set the tone 10 years ago. Actually 11 years ago now, isn't it, really, when you think about it? And that was the time when David Moyes came in. And we all give David Moyes a bad rap. Me, myself, I did the same thing. But when you've got someone like Ed Woodward above him, what chance did he have? I understand the certain fallout with players and he wanted him to do it his way. But again, this is down to Manchester United thinking that a manager could come in and actually just do what Sir Alex Ferguson did. They were under the impression that this football club was just going to run itself. Put a manager in place and he's going to run everything. David Moyes wasn't qualified to take Manchester United. It's as simple as that. And that's the mistake that the Glazers made in employing them people. And everybody thinking that they could just carry on. It was embarrassing. Everyone could see the issues that were happening at Manchester United from the get-go. As soon as Sir Alex Ferguson left... Excuse me, everybody. I am recovering still. I am feeling a lot better. It sounds worse than what it actually is now. I do apologise. I will keep on in control of it. Let's move on quickly. Manchester United passed up on the chance to sign a 17-year-old Pedro Neto for what? Some measly training compensation. So this deal I didn't even know about at the time either, but a 17-year-old Pedro Neto. And this is what I'm talking about. Recruitment compared to back then and what it is now. Manchester United doing what they've done with the likes of Aiden Heaven and Chidowabe in paying that compensation, in paying that fee to bring academy players over. This was the same with Pedro Neto. We had a natural winger there, ready to go at Manchester United, and we didn't pay that compensation because we didn't think it was right to pay that money. But we were all too happy to pay 40 million for Victor Lindelof. We're all too happy to pay that money for Romelu Lukaku, Paul Pogba, all of these types of players that came through Manchester United, Jadon Sancho. This is what I'm talking about. This is the equivalent. It's like Caicedo, that's your Sekou Kone that we've just bought with the recruitment now. Your Neto is your Chidowabe right now, taking another academy player away from another club and paying the compensation. The recruitment side of things was absolutely shocking. United backed out of the signing of 15-year-old Jamal Musiala, despite scouts liking him as a top talent. And this is the point I'm trying to make. Musiala at 15 was recommended by Manchester United scouts to the hierarchy of this football club. No. What in what world are people who are positioned at this football club, who are naturally in their normal profession bankers, given the power to make a decision when a footballing employee and a real scout is recommending someone to the football club, who is making that call high above? Who is making that call? That's where it's falling down from where it's fallen for Manchester United. That is the issue at this football club and what it was. It's not the same now, obviously. We're seeing great recruitment side of things for younger players anyway in particular. But that's where Manchester United have gone wrong. Musiala at 15, Neto 17, Caicedo 2 million. Can you imagine a team that we're now starting to build with this? But no, this isn't the right type of player. Manchester United passed up on signing Benjamin Sesko for €2 million. And instead only sanctioned bids for 1.1 and 1.2 million euros. United were not willing to spend €800,000 more to get Benjamin Sesko into Manchester United. Instead, he went through the Red Bull group. Obviously, Christopher Vivel driven as well. And that's the difference. He went and made that happen. And now RB Leipzig are reaping the rewards of that. We've now got Christopher Vivel, and like I said before, this is why things are changing around the younger player recruitment side of things. Time will tell with the bigger signings, obviously, and this will be a real test for our recruitment now. But in terms of the younger players and what we've missed out on before, all of them top ones that I've talked about there, from Caicedo, Neto, Musiala, Sesko, all of them now are actually sort of happening at Manchester United in a way. And yes, they haven't come to fruition yet, and they haven't come through, but still, what you've got to look at there is that we're actually making that move now, and that's the difference in the structure and what's there in place at United. But back then, to let them players go, let me just line them up there for you. The 4 players that Manchester United could have had in their ranks for nothing. So when you break this down, Manchester United for approximately £6 million could have had and made decisions on Caicedo, Pedro Neto, Jamal Musiala and Benjamin Sesko. All could have been in Manchester United, coming through for less than £6 million. That's the poor recruitment that was there before. And people employed by the Glazers that didn't have a clue what they were doing were just faffing around and not looking at the necessary part of the football side of Manchester United. Decades this has gone on for. And look where them players are now. Look at what's happening right now. This is ridiculous, and what has happened at Manchester United. That obviously we've gone on for quite a little bit there, so I'm going to jump into the comments section now just to see where you're at. Get your comments in, everybody. Thank you already. 100 likes in the bag. Keep them flying in, everybody, please. Let's get some comments in from everyone. Give me your thoughts on players like that. I reserve my judgment on Ineos till the summer. I am sure that plans are in place to allow Amorim to revamp what he needs. Almac says we should have signed Klopp as the manager before Liverpool. He was a fan of Sir Alex Ferguson and United. I remember them stories as well. You could add all of the player recruitment and mismanagement of Manchester United into the recruitment of managers as well, and situations that we could have got other managers in. I mean, Pep Guardiola was on the door of Manchester United knocking. Obviously, Sir Alex was still there as well, but United could have had Pep Guardiola. We could have had Jurgen Klopp. We could have had all of these other managers in at Manchester United as well. No, not. We could have had Jose Mourinho right after Sir Alex Ferguson. Instead, we went with Moyes. And that, I think, would have triggered things to change sooner, I feel, at Manchester United. And we wouldn't have been so far behind, but that's back then. We are dealing with what we've got right now. And this is the situation that we've got. This is why Manchester United fans are protesting today. This is why Manchester United fans feel like there's no future for this football club right now. And why everything and environment-wise is changing. Goalposts being moved constantly by the club, because the reality has hit home. The U-turn is in. Manchester United now realise that they're not going to ever be challenging for the title anywhere near that anniversary of 2028 and the 150th anniversary of the club. It's never going to happen. And that has now sunk in, I feel. And the panic button, boop, well and truly pressed. And here we go. It's carnage time. It's absolute chaos at Manchester United. Adam, it's bankers. They see money, names, and money on shirts. That's what it is, I think. It was, mate. It really was. You're dead right about that, buddy. It's because they are focused on letting managers choose, so they take the blame for the not achieving. You could say that, yes. Letting managers choose every single player and not having a proper structure in place was absolute football suicide from Manchester United. But nobody was picking up on it. Nobody was picking up on it. Right. The board wanted Pau Torres, but Eric Ten Hag insisted on Martinez. The board wanted Rafinha, but Eric Ten Hag wanted Antony. The board wasn't always at fault. No matter, Al, it was the board. It was the board. It was the scouts that were recommending the players. The board were allowing Eric Ten Hag to do what he wanted. It's not the board. The board were always at fault. The scouts are doing their job and they're recommending players in. And then the board are just allowing Ten Hag to do what he wants to keep him happy. So it is the board level's fault. It always is. It's always their big decision and it always will be. They're the ones that sign off on everything. And you could get these players to a manager and he could say he likes them or not. But ultimately the coaches have gone to the higher levels, they've gone to the board and they've said that they want these particular players, and it's them not listening to the scouts and telling Ten Hag or any other manager that this is the right type of player. It's not having that structure in. It's not having a head of recruitment, a technical director, then a real CEO at Manchester United who understands football and understands the history of certain players and what the wage structure could be. It's not having that in place. It's just having people earning money and taking dividends who don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. And that's where this football club has fallen massively. Chris Keeler, first super chat. Thank you, my friend. Love that. Why have the FA not done anything about the Glazers and the way they run the club into the ground? Surely they have some say over this. No say whatsoever. The rules have now changed, but because all of this happened before the rule changed, there is nothing that the government, there is nothing that the FA, there is nothing that anybody can do about Manchester United and the situation they're in. They're making absolute fortunes with massive revenues, and they will just see that as a way of them to actually get back in the black as it is. They just have to start cutting their cloth according. They'll always find a way to get out of it, and that's the issue that we've got. Thank you for the super chat, mate. Brett says, letting young players go that are now doing really well elsewhere is also an issue. Should have kept Alanga, did well for us and now performing amazing at Forest. His assists this season have been vital. Beating Manchester City yesterday. More on that in the paper round as well. Coming up after this show, everybody. Make sure that you are tuned into that one. Actually, I need to put that link across. If any of the mods can just drop that link to Football Talks across into the live chat for me while I'm talking, I will set it up, pin that up there as well. ATKO says, good info, that ad thanks. Any more background stuff like that is always welcome and interesting, mates. Of course, it's always going to happen. It is always going to happen on this channel. We'll always bring it up. I've got more to come up right now. So, yeah, keep tuned in. Keep your comments flying in. I'm trying to get through as much of these as I possibly can this morning because it is a day for the fans. There is going to be a huge turnout at Old Trafford today. Adam, would you say that about every club, though? Everyone's made mistakes? Not like United, JT. Come on. Every other club right now is where United are catching up with. Every other club has got a football structure in place. United have just run like this for 10 years plus now. And have had no direction whatsoever, no leadership qualities in the football sector of the football club. There has been nothing there at all, absolutely nothing there at all, and that is the problem. We're playing catch up to the norm. This is just normal. I've said this many times before. It seems exciting that we've got a football structure in, but this is just what every other club has got right now. And that, in the end, is why Manchester United are where we are right now. Right. I don't think any of my mods heard me when I said put the Football Talks link in, so I'm just going to do that there. It must be my voice. You can't understand me properly. But yeah, Football Talks paper round is straight after this show as well, so make sure you come and join us on there as well, everybody. Quite a bit to talk about, actually, on that show this morning. Okay, I need to get through the rest of this list. There is a load more to do because we have got some updates on some possible recruitment coming in this summer as well to do in this show today. So we've gone through Sesko, we've gone through Musiala, Neto, Caicedo, plays that Manchester United missed out on. United could have signed Hannibal Mejbri on a free a year earlier, instead paying €10 million for him the year after. Boom. Honestly, stuff like that. Wow. Bajcetic for 250 grand. Bajcetic is the young academy player which came through at Liverpool, which has just faded away. Injury and out of favour and everything like that. and everything that is going on at Liverpool and their success is probably why we haven't heard more about him. But still, another player that United could have got a lot cheaper. There is another list. There is obviously players that Ten Hag wanted that would have been good at Manchester United. There are players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted. I mean, you don't have to read through the list of players that United missed out on. I mean, for instance, the list of players we missed out on and had a chance to sign, but we just didn't have the right, let's just call it get up and go, or the right people to say that decision needs to be made. Listen to these names. And these were players that were there at United, ready to go and be signed. Recommended, 100% should have been bought by Manchester United. Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, Ruben Diaz, Luis Diaz, Jude Bellingham, and obviously there's more going on through the years on them ones. Erik ten Hag also wanted players like Frenkie de Jong, Alex McAllister, Federico Valverde and Harry Kane. In his second season, we didn't get any of them top players. We didn't get any of the top targets that we wanted. We all talked about the likes of Højlund coming in instead of Harry Kane and things like this, but that there, the Jude Bellingham one. How does Jude Bellingham not sign for Manchester United when he's at Carrington? That tells you everything about Manchester United's structure in one moment and one possible transfer right there. When you've got a teenager at Carrington with everybody that was there that day, we all know the story. Sir Alex, Eric Cantona, Brian Robson, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and then Murto took him away on his own. So straight away, that there proves that this structure and the people at the Glazers, yes, the Glazers, and I'll keep saying that name, it's hot topic today, I know. The people that the Glazers employed actually lost us deals like this. How can you not convince Jude Bellingham, with everything you threw into that situation, not to sign for Manchester United? Enter the room, John Murto. Signed as a football director by the Glazers with no previous experience of doing the job. Nothing at all. No credibility in the sector. Even hearing stories that some people in the sporting director or other football clubs were laughing at Manchester United for this employment and what he was actually doing. Completely out of his depth at the football club. Glazers. Glazers, Glazers, Glazers. That's all it was. And United lost Jude Bellingham because of that conversation with Murto. He wanted guaranteed game time, a certain amount. That could have easily been put into a contract. That could have easily been put forward. He would have got game time under Solskjaer. Solskjaer went out of his way to try and make Jude Bellingham welcome. And it was all completely ripped up by the structure of Manchester United and the people that the Glazers employed at this football club. It's cost United fortunes and set us back years in what was done at this club while the Glazers were on sole ownership of it and the people they employed. I guarantee you now, if we had the structure in place that we've got now, and all of these people were doing their jobs at the time Jude Bellingham was available, if we had the structure in place we've got now, when that was made clear and then players were brought forward, United would have had Haaland, would have had Jude Bellingham, would have had the likes of Sesko, Musial or Neto, all of these players we're talking about right now. If this structure that's in place now, I'm not bigging up Ineos in this at all, I'm just giving credit to the likes of Baradov, Wilcox, Vival and other people that are in place at Manchester United now who actually know what they're doing and have got a proven track record of success in their jobs and what they have done before. If they were in charge back then Manchester United would have had them players. You can pretty much nail down on it. The structure of Manchester, what Manchester United are, where they were at the time, what they were competing for, the players that were already there, everything that was there at Manchester United. If you had the right people in place, then we would have got them deals done. But no, complete ignorance, complete ineptitude has destroyed Manchester United's hopes. And we've lost out. Look at all of them players there that we just read out there. Erling Haaland, City. Julian Alvarez, City. Ruben Diaz, City. Luis Diaz, Liverpool. Jude Bellingham, Borussia Dortmund. Like, seriously. Like, you could have got all of them players for, let's just say, in terms of signings, you could have got all of them players through the door, cheap as chips, compared to what the market is right now. And look where we are. Scraping around, trying to make players out of the likes of Joshua Zirkzee, bless him, he is trying. But this is what I mean. We've got to this stage where we are now because of all of that. Shit. Absolute shit running of a football club. All down to the Glazers. It's as simple as that. down to the Glazers and what they have done at this football club in employing people that they know are just going to run the club, make money commercially, as long as they got their dividends, as long as they got their money, as long as they rinse Manchester United for everything that we are, taking the whole identity of this football club away, as long as they got their money, that was it. The only reason we've got a structure right now is because the Glazers have run out of ideas. They can't run a football club, and now the commercial side and the Super League and everything that they were banking on has gone. They've brought in Ineos to take the flak for them and still make them money, and that's why the fans hate Ineos as well. That pretty much sums everything up there in terms of how this football club has been run since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And like Wayne Rooney said, Sir Alex got out at the right time. He could see what was coming, and there was no way forward for Manchester United. The Glazers, greed, reckless running of a football club, one of the biggest in the world, has caused this and this ongoing crisis which is at Manchester United right now. Because the crisis is real. Manchester United are we're in a hole. We're in a big hole right now. Block is in with a super chat as well. It comes to something when I can't be asked to go to the Arsenal game. Sold my tickets. Enjoy the game, Adam. Remember, it's the hope that kills you. I get you, mate. I fully get you. I will be turning up late to the game myself today. Be racing to actually get to the game today. More important things going on. Obviously, Kaz, the girls, Winton ladies. We've got a massive top of the table clash as well. I've got to get through that. Then get to Old Trafford. I've listened and I've spoken to a few people, a lot of people that are involved in the protests, and nobody is doing a walkout. It's just a protest. Apparently, the word that I've been told is that it's to gauge the fans, how many fans are angry at the Glazers. I mean, I get what they're doing and I'm all for it and everything like that, but it's not going to do anything. To gauge where the Manchester United fan base is at, I think we all know already, don't we? We know where we're at. We know that there's going to be a big turnout. We know that there's going to be a lot of anger there. But really, it's not going to do anything on the day. The police will be there. The police know what's coming. Obviously, the protest has been organised properly, so everything is in preparation. They will voice their anger. They will all then go into the stadium and they will watch the game, and it will be a normal day. There is no walkout planned by any Manchester United fan group that I know of at all. I just feel like anything that is going to happen in terms of fans not being there is like what Block has said there in the super chat. Just simply because he's fed up of his football team and the football club, and he doesn't see any hope going forward. That's it. They just can't be asked going and wasting a Sunday. That's why there won't be people in Old Trafford today. But Manchester United are still doubling down on the website, trying to sell tickets for this game today. You can still get to Manchester United versus Arsenal, a tier 1 game that you can now still get tickets for. It is absolutely crazy right now. You go on the website, 66 quid. You can buy a ticket anywhere in Old Trafford pretty much. Nearly all of the stadium is open, and different sections all over the stadium you can buy a ticket. It's madness. This 3 days before the Premier League tie against Arsenal, there was open tickets everywhere in Manchester United, and still loads available today, on the day that United play Arsenal at home. Wow, that is significant. That's more significant than any protest right now. And like I said, I'm not having to go at the protests are brilliant. Get together, go and destroy it. That's all I'm saying. Get to the Tollgate pub at 3 o'clock. The march starts at 3:15, down Tollgate Road, onto Warwick Road, onto St Matt Busby Way, into the Munich Tunnel. Go and vent your frustrations. Go get it. Make your voices heard against the Glazers. But the biggest thing I think out of all of this is that Manchester United not being able to sell out a Premier League game against Arsenal is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. Kaz, bless her, she's just on her way back from Milan right now to play football today, and she's literally just walked past, sent me a picture of Kyle Walker in the terminal. More on that guy in the paper round in a minute. I'm sure you've seen all the tabloid stories around him. What a lunatic, honestly. The man is crazy. He really is. But yeah, Kyle Walker at Milan Airport, funny. Oh, God, man, honestly. Right, we do have some other news to bring up as well. In fact, actually, let's get into some of the comments quickly on this, because there's a few of you making your voices heard, which is great. Jude would have probably thought the training facilities at Birmingham are way better than at United. Oh, back then, United's training facilities were up there and we're competing with the best. Carrington is decent. Like I said, I've been there a lot. And we're talking, here now, like nearly, 5 years ago? Something like that, half a decade ago. Carrington wasn't that bad then. We're talking levels here right now. We're talking before Ronaldo walked in and absolutely destroyed it. And this is where United needed to get things done. And we didn't. The centre-back that Manchester City signed said he was supposed to join United, but Erik ten Hag vetoed the deal. Ten Hag didn't want Kostanov. He didn't want him at Manchester United. He was scouted by one of United's top scouts and said he was going to be an absolute top talent and was recommended to Manchester United. And Ten Hag said no. Jeffrey in the chat says, we need the government to make a law that puts a timeline on historical loans being paid off. Even a mortgage has time before debt is settled. It's a good point. Maybe something, but again, do they really want to get involved? I don't think they do. I don't think they can be asked, to be honest. I really don't think they can be asked. Let's just see now. I mean, the season is over already, says Alex. I think in regards to people not bothering to go. I think the season is lying and resting on Thursday night, isn't it? Today is about what goes on off the pitch. Obviously, we'll still be talking about the football and what we can see. Like, it's a big day today for maybe Chidowabe. And we need to remember the football side of things as well today. I remember them players. It's not their fault. It's not the players' fault. We will be going in on the players' performances as we do, and we criticise where we can. But I think what we need to remember today as well, and it's all right me saying, look, that no one turn up, plan the walkout. For one game, yes, make your point. But at the end of the day as well, the issue is that the players that are on that pitch aren't good enough for Manchester United. We know that. The fans are disgruntled from everything that's going on. They just don't want to go to the games anymore. That's the biggest thing. And that's what will win the day. That's what will destroy the Glazers. It's that simple. If we sell Mainu, Rashford, Anthony and Lindelof, Dalot, Mount, I think that's good business. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I don't think anybody... Colbridge will be protesting in Nottingham with a super chat, says John. Yeah. If you know, you know. Adam, all the suffering is down to the Glazers putting the club in debt. We've paid 800 million interest on a 600 million debt, and now currently at 700 million, with over $1 billion in interest financing that debt as well. Let's not forget about that. That's the madness of it. It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely mental what Manchester United have paid out. And it's disgusting that we're in this position right now. It really is. Please give the video a like, everybody. We're about to hit over that 200 live like mark. Going to get into the other news surrounding Manchester United now. Keep your comments coming in, everybody. Make sure that you have subscribed to the channel as well. That way you can get into the live chat and get your thoughts across on what is going to be a massive day at Old Trafford today, definitely. Tomo in Thailand says, Block, we're in Essex, mate. Right, talking about where you live. Let's just see what else we've got here before we move on. Right, yep, that's good on that. Right, okay. Manchester United news on other side of things in terms of what's actually going on right now. A few things just to read out on this one here. A few reports around the recruitment side of things again. I know it seems irrelevant right now, but this is what we've just been talking about now. What the Glazers did do wrong at Manchester United, we are now looking to make right and not make the same mistakes again. Manchester United and Tottenham are threatening to go head-to-head for the signing of Hayden Hackney. The Middlesbrough star is on a shortlist of both clubs and could cost around 20 million. Hayden Hackney, one of them players that United have been scouting. We've heard a few little rumours about him. He could be one of them players that is brought into Manchester United on the cheap, but 20 million, I think that might be a bit steep for United. I don't see them spending that much on a Championship player right now, or a player that's played in the Championship. Definitely not a young teenager at that price. That'd be a massive gamble for Manchester United. But we'll see how it develops. If they feel like the player is right, then it means it's quite rich now saying this, but we have to trust in the recruitment side of things and them getting this right. We will see. But I mentioned this player the other day, actually. Manchester United are interested in Braga star Roger Fernandes from FC Braga, who value their 19-year-old winger at 40 million euros, approximately 34 million this summer. He won't be that much. They will never get that much for him. The rising star has already impressed United scouts and would now be on the move in the summer. And could now be on the move in the summer, sorry. That we talked about the other day as another option if Giovanni Quenda didn't come off. That is the situation on that. We talked slightly about that the other day, about Quenda being the top target. Fernandes is the other player that Manchester United would be looking at. That's something that is obviously down to the recruitment side of things again. And United just doubling up on options, looking at players that fit the mould to fit Amorim's system. Amorim has got the full support of Manchester United. I'm going to read more into this on the paper round in a minute on the next show on Football Talks. But just so you know, there are a lot of reports going around in the papers this morning about Amorim, his situation, and an understanding now and a realisation from Manchester United of what Amorim is up against and how much more time he is going to need at Manchester United. And when you're bringing in players like this, or you're scouting the likes of Hackney, when you're scouting the likes of Roger Fernandes, young players, both teenagers right now, they need time to develop as well. They're not going to hit the ground running at Manchester United. They will understand the system and probably fit it better for what Amorim wants. And there's that characteristics again, and certain players have something that other players don't. Then, yeah, that's all good and well. But let's be honest, right now, it's not going to change straight away, is it, with these younger players coming in? Nothing is going to happen overnight. And 2028 to pick the title up? We'll talk about that on the next show. But, my God, yeah. Okay, into the obvious ones as well. And more stories coming out about Kobbie Mainoo. A bit of an update there on him. If Manchester United don't agree a new improved deal for Kobbie Mainoo, you can see the story going across the bottom of your screen there, actually. They will ask for around 70 million for him. He's likely to move abroad if he doesn't stay at Manchester United. I made the point the other day when we was talking about Kobbie Mainoo, when the story broke. I don't know where he goes abroad. I don't know who takes him. I don't think he gets into Barcelona or Real Madrid's side right now. I don't think he gets into Bayern Munich. Maybe. Kimmich leaving. I said this the other day. I don't see it. And this, I think, will develop even more. I don't know if Manchester United will be able to sell Kobbie Mainoo for 70 million unless he goes to a Premier League team. And then that's going to come down to negotiations. But don't forget, Manchester United could trigger another year in Kobbie Mainoo's contract if they wanted to play hardball. That story's also going around today as well. The detail is in the devil, apparently was the headline. I think it was in the Mirror. And they said that Kobbie Mainoo has an extension or an extra trigger in his contract that United can hit if they want him to stay until 2028. So United, realistically, if they wanted to be arses about the situation, they could tie him down to another 3 years yet. And that is up to the club. And that's what they have put into these contracts of these younger players. So clever on the club side of things in terms of holding on to players. But obviously it's not going to help Ruben Amorim. With this situation needs to be rectified as quickly as possible. Is he going? Is he staying? That's what we need to find out about Kobbie Mainoo. And I think any sort of delay on that will definitely hamper any move anyway. If he isn't going to feature that much in the rest of this season, still not back from injury or training yet, and obviously he isn't a favourite of Amorim's anyway when he's fit, that's what's going to be brought up. And then clubs will look into Kobbie Mainoo's injury record as well, in which he has missed a full season out of his first 2 seasons in as a professional footballer. And that is why I don't think United will probably be able to get that money for him. Go for it. Try and get it. But I look at everything that's in play with it, and I just don't see how. I don't see where he goes. I don't know who's got the money. Unless he's staying in the Premier League, I don't see Kobbie Mainoo. And I don't see Manchester United getting the money they want for Kobbie Mainoo. No one's going to buy him. And I think he needs a bit of a reality check as well, because where's he going to go? Where does he expect to go and play? It's not going to be at the highest level. These players need to realise, like Marcus Rashford, going to Villa was the only place he could go. It's the same. You are part of a team of players that have together achieved Manchester United's worst ever Premier League seasons in the club's history. And teams and scouts and clubs will be looking at that and using that against United when they're negotiating to take these players. I just don't think the players realise half the time, honestly. They're deluded. Absolutely deluded. We have a super chat that was deleted by one of my mods. God knows what it was. But yeah, it looks like someone is just trolling in there. Good work from the mods again. But yeah, let's just keep it PG if we possibly can, everybody. I'll take someone actually probably saying something bad in a super chat. What's the world come to? It's madness, isn't it? Right, moving on with your comments and a few more. Let's get them in. I think Adam gets Angry Ginge on. That would be a great show. I've had Angry Ginge on before. I've had him outside. Spoke to him outside at Old Trafford as well. He's a busy man, that guy. Great game yesterday. I don't know about that handball though. That was criminal. I should have been sent off for that one, actually. Can you imagine he got sent off for that? Oh God, that was classic. Anyway, that was actually an alright game yesterday. Best entertainment anyway that you're going to see at Wembley. Adam, don't forget Chelsea like buying young players with potential. That's where I thought, Jeffrey, that Kobbie Mainoo would probably end up going. I thought that was the obvious place that he would go. And if he is looking to go abroad, I think he's got a problem. I do. I don't think it's going to be a clean break for Kobbie. Definitely not. Here's the chat to balance out the deleted one. Have an amazing day, everybody. And remember, the season's nearly over. Thanks for renewing the membership, Greg. Love that, buddy. Angry Ginge will probably be at Old Trafford today. He's always at home games. Yeah, I think he will be. I think he'll have to get to his seat early as well, though, because he sits in the south stand, and that's going to be blockaded by the protest today. So if he wants to get in and watch the football, well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, great at handball. Decent defender, our man Ginge. He really is. Good centre-back. Likes to get his head on everything. I've actually played in a game against him in a charity match, actually. And yeah, he's full-on passion monster. He's our Ginge. And yeah, I can feel his pain. Even watching his vlogs recently has been painful, just because you can see even the most enthusiastic Manchester United fans dying right now. And that's what this season has done to us all. It really has. And trust me, that guy is the most overly enthusiastic Manchester United fan you're ever going to meet. The most positive Man United fan you're ever going to meet. And even he is struggling this season. Honestly, it's happened to everyone. It's affected the whole fan base. It really has. And that, I feel, is the proof that this is going to end up self-imploding for the Glazers. I think that's what's going to happen overall. Quickly, let's just get through the other news and what's going on. This is bullshit, but Victor Osimhen is open to a move to Manchester United, despite that United might not be involved in the Champions League next season. Don't believe that one. That one's come from caught offside. Not a chance that Osimhen is coming to Manchester United. Definitely not. We talked yesterday about Jean-Philippe Mateta. Crystal Palace are now looking to open contract negotiations with Mateta, hearing that Manchester United are in for him. This is because at the end of this season, Mateta has only 1 year left on his deal. And that's why United have looked at it, because they feel they can get him in cheap. And that, in the end, will be the type of player that United are looking at. The deals with 1 year left, the ones that you can get a good bargain for, because that player isn't going to sign a new deal and the club can't afford to let that player leave for free the season after. If Mateta doesn't sign a deal, United can negotiate. But Crystal Palace now, and you could say, and it is a bit of a shout, but still, facts are facts, you could say, look, why don't you stay at a better football club than what Manchester United is? Because they are 6 points ahead of us in the league. So, yeah, that's the reality that we're looking at and facing right now as Manchester United fans. When Crystal Palace can actually come to the negotiating table and say we're a better team than Manchester United, good God, what has the world come to? Thank you, Glazers. You are at fault for absolutely everything that is going wrong at this football club right now. You absolute cretin leech scumbags. That's it. That's what you are. You really are. You have destroyed... you have destroyed Manchester United. Thank you. I'm going to move across to Football Talks right now, everybody. That is our show here on Forever United TV. Finished. Thank you, everyone. Absolutely brilliant show. Lots to get through there. Get your comments in on everything about the plays United have missed, the issues with the Glazers, ahead of what is going to be a massive day today at Old Trafford as well. I will be back later on with the warm-up show as well ahead, looking at the football side of what's going on today. But for now, we are moving across to Football Talks. You should be redirected. The link is in the live chat there, everybody. So come and have a listen over at Manchester United, over on Football Talks, and get involved in the chat there as well. We will be going across more into everything that's going on right now and what's happening with Ruben Amorim. Got quite a lot of other stuff to go through around the Premier League as well. But for now, that's it, everybody. Have a fantastic morning. I'll see you over on Football Talks in a moment.